Hey, this is Alan Anderson, Anderson Estimating Service, and ETU. ETU. I have one program out right now. It's coming out, ETU Hyperlink. But we're going to get right into it. We're going to go and bid a job. Let's bid a job. That's what we're going to do today. Let's go bid a job. So I used to be a chief estimator at a large. I don't need to be. You don't need to look at me. I used to be a chief estimator at a large grading company, and I'd go through bids like crazy, right? So this is actual the bid. So let's first what we do is let's just go through the soils report. And what we're going to do nowadays, the neat thing is we can use AI to review the soils report, but we're not going to have it review it. We're going to have it summarize. Okay. I wrote a program, and you can just go right to my website. Let's go back to that. And you just go down to downloads. You go to here, and there's a free download. This is an AI soil summary. And just go there. No strings attached. You just download this little summary. We're just going to put it in the downloads, right? That's where you usually put your downloads, in the downloads. So there it is. I like to open up that window. We'll see where it is. And then I'm going to put it where you can't see it, and I can't see me. So I'm just going to drag that file into my, go use any AI. It doesn't matter what AI you use. Okay. So let's open up that project. And again, I'm going to pull this. What we're going to do is we're going to pull the soils report in there. I'm just pulling off the window. And I'm going to pull that soils report in there. Boom. So now it has an instructions and a soils report. And you have to make sure that the soils report is open, available. So here's the soils report. But the nice thing about this is, so we'll let chat do its, or Claude do its thing. So we're going to say run a report and make Word document. And we'll go do other things while this is, let's just make sure it gets going. Boom. And then we'll go and, come on now, pondering. Okay. I don't need to see this. So here's this project. Here's the cut fill map. Takeoff guys on the takeoff here. And there's the, it's a medical center. These are pretty deep cuts. What are they? How deep are those? 3 foot. We could dig those out with a loader. So it's not like I don't have to gather them, cut. Sometimes you got to look at that. If it's all like a half a foot, you got to put something in there to push it to the loader or whatever. So let's see. So this is all, you could almost get an excavator. I'd use a 980. It's SoCal. It depends on the area where you're at. Let's go look at the soils report. Let's go to the end of the soils report. Come on now, be nice to me. Oh, you don't want to be nice? There's the recommended services. Oh, did we not get the borings? Yeah, come on now. Oh, we got it. We got more than the borings. There we are. Lab results. Dry density. It's pretty bone dry, man. Look at the optimums, about 8. So it's 4 points below optimum. But, you got to look at where this is. And if it's got asphalt all over it, you got to look at all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Remember, we only got 15 minutes. We got other bids to do. We got a meeting to go to. We can't just sit here. Yeah, see, it's all sand. 3 inch, 1 inch. We're looking for 3 inch minus in this area. So we're just making sure. Like you go in Tennessee, it'll be 6 inch. Man, they let you have anything here for 1 foot. So this one, sand. It's all fills, though. Look at this fills. So, we're going to let that soils review. So let's go through. So we have this, and then we have, so we put let's go to the proposal. Come on now. We're going to have the workup. Let's look at the person's workup. Okay. So we're going to go here, and we're just going to go look through their workup, right? We're going to assume that they can fill out the quantity sheet. and they got only 4% shrinkage. So they must have calculated the shrinkage. Yep, they calculated the shrinkage based on the max density. We could do that because we have math in our favor. And we just assume they got all that over. So here's the bid form. And so let's go back to the plans. We'll just say they could scope it out, right? So they got some demo. Let's go look at their demo. They've got a little curb. Okay. Make sure all the linear footage is. They got a total of 5 loads and a mile. It's an hour and a half round for whatever the trucking cycle, whatever the cost of the trucking is. There's the dump fee. And they say it's going to be about 4 hours. I mean, that's pretty aggressive. I mean, it's an hour and a half. You got 8 hours of trucking and you only did 4 hours. So you have to put 2 trucks on there. Who wants to work for 4 hours? I mean, I personally would have put 8 hours in there. And so adjusted costs. So looks like he's losing a little bit of money on this one if he bid it at 800. You know, but you could probably do this during our initial and see. Nah, yeah, I would have bid this cheaper. I don't know, 4 hours. And this is a owner operator. He does it all himself. So, and then we got remove trees, cost per load, green waste. We break it all down. Nope, it's just a unit price. So we do unit prices every once in a while. And weed, a load of weeds. I know that that's just a unit price. And export. This is a real important thing in SoCal. This is like, look at what percentage it is of the bid. It's like 30% of the bid is just the cost of the export import. So we go to there. And some people gave me Jose. I haven't seen him around a long time. And Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. I don't know where that guy is anymore. But yeah, so we got a foreman, labor, half a sweeper. Yeah, so sometimes we try and cheat up on the sweeper, try and not use him the whole time. And then a bare water truck. You got a laborer out there so he could run the water truck. You really don't need water the whole time. So it's 2 days. How many loads? Got 3,000 yards. So you're doing production, 1,400 yards a day, 100 loads. That's pretty. I mean, you should be able to get 100. You should be able to get 150. I mean, it's a 980. Yeah. So you probably could do this in 12 hours. See, so it's give and take. And then you could go in and do hey, it's total rounds, travel 3-minute miles, and on the freeways. Typically you do a 3-minute mile, or you just run it out and put your trucking in there. And so, yep. And then these are the bids. So that, let's see if I put 85, it's going to put the lowest bid down here. But yeah, I don't know why. He didn't give me text the price. I don't know. I just used Jose on this one. So it came out to 801. So yeah, like I say, and I put 850. So like added some money on this one. Yeah, plus and minus. So I'm changing the bid right now. See, so we're looking at it. I go through everything and then I go break everything out. Let's see where we're at. We're 8 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go through a couple more items. And the overX, that's why we went and did the Souls review. Let's go see how Claude's doing with this. I'll stand by reading the relevant. Wait a minute. Approve the queries. Yes. Do go. We are live on YouTube. Make that thing Word document. Oh my gosh. Yeah, come on, Claude. Yeah. Let me get all these other windows out of the way. I can't see my controller. I even moved the controller thingy. Okay, there we are. Close up me. Yeah. Stupid Claude. Get back to work. There it is. I just minimize. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, that's not what you want. There we are. I think I messed up the window. Yeah. I'll organize it. Oh my gosh, you can't see the whole thing. Yeah, I did mess up the window. There it is. Woo! I fixed it now. Okay, I'm lesson learned, not do that. But yeah, what was that? Oh, searching now. I don't. Oh, it's going and doing. I have it searching for weather because, and you want to look at moisture contents, and it's doing its thing. Remember, we saw the moisture was really dry, and if we look at when those borings were done, let's go look at that. I've been really good about changing the screen lately. Let's go look at when those borings were done. Come on. I'm making me two-hand this thing. August. So that's what it's doing right now. It's looking at, and that's what I would do is I would go look at the weather report and see. And, oh, this one had actual pictures of the site. And let's go back. Let's get you on the screen so you can see what we're doing. Yeah, if you can download this soils review and you'll see what it does. Let's see, where is this job? There it is. Okay, so if you look at, one second, coffee first. They have pics. So it was an open field when they did the, so the moisture, I've had this happen before. Well, it's in August. Well, I mean, we're going to start this job. I mean, I'm bidding it. Let's look at when we're bidding this project. So the proposal. So we're bidding the job in April. So it's probably going to rain. I'd say that, proposal is good for 3 months. And then you look at the, look at the weather. It's kind of, you try and take all these kind of things into effect when you're bidding a job. At least I do. So anyway, so we went through the proposal. I would like to go through the soils report if Claude would ever get off its butt and actually make me a freaking Word document calculating logo. Okay, so it's finally going to make them, but too late, Claude. We're going to go through this thing. So clear and grub site. So we're going to break our proposal down in every little thing. We don't want our customer to guess at anything. We want to know, hey, we're going to finish everything at 10th. And that's what we want so we want to make sure when we get the contract, I'm at 13 minutes. We want to make sure when we get the contract, it matches our proposal exactly. These are lump sum proposals. I do unit price proposals, anything. Done it all. This one I have an ad for additional. And then here for export, didn't we? Yeah, it was a big export for footing spoils and such. If you notice this price 16 will be at least $2 or $3 because it's just gonna take it, export. Yeah, it's double because you're doing it with a single truck. You don't have a fleet of trucks. With this export, I'm doing it with a fleet of trucks. But this one, this other export, I'm doing with a single truck. And I'm paying that guy minimum. No, I'm doing it 16. I usually do it per load too. Trying to figure out per load. I'm qualifying everything on my demo. If they want demo, 6% of it. Yeah, I'm really, and look at all these exclusions. Boom. That's 31 exclusions on this one. I take my 60 exclusions and break them down into these. So that's what I do. I bid jobs. Let's see if Claude ever came up with it. What does it have for overX? Cut and fill, remove and recompact per soils report. That's a cheap one. Let's see. Come on, Claude. Did you make me? There we go. Okay, so here it is. It's a proposed, there it got that, and it looked at existing conditions, vacant lot, existing undocumented fill. So we have to overX the fill. It's a requirement in California that you cannot leave the fill in place. It has to be certified. because of the earthquakes. So you have to have even blankets. So you'd have to over-ex the fills in this job. And so stripping, subconditions, earthwork specs, over-excavate, undocumented fill to at least 5 foot below existing grade. And then if you would have went to the proposal or bid, not the bid, come on bid, there we are. And then we go to the over-ex calcs at a 5 foot out, 5 foot depth. And there it is. Boop. And then nothing in the parking lots. And we'll go back. And no, it's just a 12-inch scarification in the parking lots. And then a 12-inch scarification in the bottom. But it was really sandy. You could probably, in place, if you had the right soils tech out there, you could probably roll in place that bottom 2 feet. I've done it myself in the field. So, and then you got area. So this is that AI thing. You could dump this into ChatGPT or whatever. It's just going to come out. And there's no recommendations or anything. It's just pulling the information. I was very adamant about that. So that's what I wanted. I just wanted, and then there's your thickness, 10.5. So you double check that against your takeoff, so let's go do that real quick. And then we'll be done with this bid, and I approve of this bid. And I check the major items. That's all you do is check the major items. Don't sit and nitpick. I mean, you hired the guy to do a bid. I mean, you should be able to do a bid together. We'll find out, right? And plus, you look at the end of the day. I always have a check number, and that on my bid form, and that's this cost per square foot. I know what those two numbers are without export. What the raw cost is. If it had a little bit of import, I know that's $1 something. Yeah, it's about $1 a square foot for a small, $1.50, $2 a square foot. Yeah. So, but let's go back to the proposal, and we were looking for something. But yep, that's how we do a takeoff. Oh, we were looking to make sure the over excavation, scarification, and see rough grade. Let's go back, and there it is. So 104, and the proposal, boop, 109. We put $5,000 on there just to pad the number. Yep, that's how the bid went. All right, hey. Have a blessed day. We went through a bid together. We'll do it again. Anderson Estimating Service. Give me a call. I've got work ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do work. Send it my way.